Hello, my name is Tony and I'm a Life Scout at Troop 4056. My Eagle Scout project is to help promote wheelchair fencing programs within fencing clubs. I've been fencing with wheelchair fencers for about 5 years now, and I've noticed there's a severe lack of wheelchair fencing programs in the U.S. This video is part of a series that will give expertise and resources to help fencing club owners make their own wheelchair fencing program. As an able-bodied fencer, I've benefited greatly from fencing with wheelchair fencers, and I encourage everyone to support Paralympic and integrated programs within the community. Thank you again for supporting wheelchair fencing.
Hi, my name is Miki Zeljkovic and I am from Zeljkovic Fencing Academy, club which is in Philadelphia area, and I'm helping wheelchair fencer in the United States to be a better athlete and better on international competition. I start with able-bodied fencer when my fencer was injured, and basically we was in the national champion camp, and so my fencer injured the leg, so basically I can send him home and they do nothing, or to stay and start to working in the chair because they cannot move. So I start my first coaching was starting with the able-bodied fencer like that. My experience goes when I go to the Kuwait, I have Tariq Al-Khalaf who came to me, and I see him how he's doing, and I was very interesting. So some basic movements I start to do with him to adapt my lessons and my experience to him, how he can be better fencer. Lots of able-bodied coaches can try to do that one and can develop themselves to be really good international coaches. So we like coaches, we need to adapt to our wheelchair fencer because of their injury which they have. So sometimes we have similar problem with the able-bodied people, and not everyone is fast or slow, but when you have wheelchair fencer, you need to adapt what movements they can make, because sometimes they really cannot provide all the movements which able-bodied fencer can do it. So coach need to find that kind of the way how he can adapt the lesson and tactic and technique for them to be better. So the coach is the key most of the time how to make successful game.
Hello, my name is Ahmed Faiz. I am a former Egyptian national team coach for épée. Currently, I am iMasters Academy head coach in Atlanta, Georgia. The difference in wheelchair fencing is much more faster because the distance is smaller and the space between the two fencers are much more smaller, so it is faster, smaller, and should be more accurate and decisive. There's some similarities because it is mostly same, like same parries, same position 6, position 8, position 4. In foil and saber, it is the same target area as able-bodied. So in foil, it is chest and back, like chest, back, and the bavette of the mask. In saber, it is all the upper torso with the mask. In épée, it is only difference. It is in épée, so the lower body part of the body is not allowed to score touches on it. Okay, advancing and retreating in wheelchair fencing is leaning forward and leaning backward. And lunging is moving your upper torso toward the target. So it is mostly similar to the actual lunge, except you only moving your upper part of body with no legs.
Of course, the referee they are deciding the timing when the match gonna start or when they're gonna stop the match. But most important, they see their fencer is safe, or wheelchair fencer is safe when they're starting, or the belt which they are tying, everything is correct. So to not make injury. Tactic can help wheelchair fencer also. We have really big tactic on international tournaments when they fence. So sometimes able-bodied fencer have same or similar movements which the wheelchair fencer have also in the international tournaments. and sometimes it's good if they are trying and fence with each other, so they get help each other and to be better.
Okay, for able-bodied fencers, they will focusing more on their blade works with no worries about their feet. So that makes their blade works much more faster, much more tighter, and more decisive. So it is, and the response time, it will be improving every time they fence with a wheelchair fence. And for wheelchair fencers, because most of the able-bodied fencers can move better in a chair while they are sitting in the chair more than any other wheelchair fencer. So this in overall reflects their speed and power when they fence.
But basically benefits is also similar like for able-bodied people. So they're starting to think faster because it's like a physical chess. So they're moving body and mind really faster. And they're gonna improve really a lot like an athlete. So all body coordination and mind need to be in one place, or if they want to make successful tournament or touch, and they're gonna, during the time, they're gonna improve themselves and they're gonna be better. But basically gonna be good for in the beginning for any of the club owner to have the wheelchair frame, and maybe if they can provide the coaching chair also and some wheelchair, so they can start a little bit to have at least something of equipment for the wheelchair specific. It's not that difficult. Bunch of this stuff can find some wheelchair. Even when I start in the club, we find from other sports, so they can have it. And the most important are the frames, so they can lock at the chair. So during the training, I will say whoever is in the wheelchair not gonna fall down. So you need to make safety for the wheelchair fencer. My club is not really big, so we have like 6 trips. Wheelchair is not taking too much space. So my club is 2,200 square feet, so it's not big one. But basically, you can find any space. It's very easily. Of course, they need to have ability to provide to entry for the wheelchair people, but most of the clubs they have that one, especially the restroom or some area to be very easy for them to come to the club. Most of the club they have in America that one. That's not big problem at all. The movement for the coaching in the wheelchair is different because usually the coach can stand or usually it's sitting in the chair. So he's moving basically his body and giving the body to the fencer so he can hit. It's he need to usually coach provide the timing and everything. It's unusual because coach is sitting in the chair. Sometimes some coaches is sitting in the chair when they're giving the lesson to some injured fencer too, during able-bodied injured fencer. So sometimes they provide the same timing.
Okay, basically it is the same work. So it's the same like individual lessons. You work on your strength parts and you try to improve it. You try to avoid your student weak points and try to push it a little bit forward and enhance it. So like for example, if like you have an able-bodied fencer who is slow in recovery, you have the same thing in the wheelchair fencers. So you need to work on everything like exactly like the able-bodied. You just need to put in your mind the difference in distance and to focus more on tip control and response timing in wheelchair fencing.
I think it's definitely worth it because you're giving something to the wheelchair people which they can maybe in another occasion they cannot do it. Definitely wheelchair fencing is something new, and they need to try some other style. I know it's like in chair and everything, but if they love something, I personally love to coach the wheelchair people because of course not all of them gonna be Olympic champion and everything, but if they are happy and you see that star in the eye to do something, then like my heart is also full. So I have some very injured wheelchair fencer. He was a kid who kicked him the truck, so basically he came on fencing and he cannot lift the hand, and when you see that, I know he's not gonna be maybe even wheelchair fencer who gonna go to compete, but when you see how he can, after 1 month he cannot raise the hand, and now he's raising the hand, and for them is amazing. Also, which in my experience was like when wheelchair fencer is training together with able-bodied people, they're feeling more normal, you know, and that really helped them to feel something also they're special like rest of the world. And I would say that feeling and that combination with the able-bodied can put some clubs to be really good in wheelchair fencing.